What's up, guys and gals? It's Ivan here. You want to know what my problem is with Masked Singer? Well, how about you sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and get ready for me to list all my issues with the singing competition show, Masked Singer. Let's get some background knowledge on what I'm going to be talking about real quick. The Masked Singer is a singing competition show. It has been airing since January 2nd of 2019. The show has 11 seasons, focusing on celebrities of any kind singing on stage under a masked persona. Everyone probably already knows what the show is by now, as it is aired on Fox and has multiple versions that exist in other countries. I used to watch this show when it started. It was pretty funny. I liked doing a celebrity guessing game, and the costumes were amazing. I wanted this standard to stay over the entirety of the show, yet sadly, like many other things, it did stay the same. The last season I watched completely was season 5, which is where one of my first problems started. This problem was it was stale. Now, it was stale due to a bad idea. No, it was stale to how quickly it was pumping out the seasons. There have been 2 seasons every year since it started, even during. And you would think that's cool, right? More content means more stuff to watch and enjoy. Sadly, this isn't the case. The act of guessing who was behind the mask due to their singing voice was a novelty and great when it started, yet season 5 and onwards, it just started getting boring. So, what would the Masked Singer do? Ah, yes, all the money in the world. This competition show is doing fantastically. What are the ratings showing, Harold? Are we getting more viewership? Well, sir, no. We just lost approximately 1 million viewers over one season. Oh no. We need to make sure people are paying attention. We want people to keep buying our merchandise. We want people to keep guessing. We need to keep this interesting. How do we do that, Harold? Well, sir, shows that run on this long, especially competition shows, usually throw in a masked monkey wrench. Get it? Right, leave the jokes to you, sir. Yet, why don't we throw in a cool twist for this next season? It'll boost the ratings tenfold, by my calculations. No, that sounds boring. We need something new and refreshing. How about we make different gimmicks for each season? That's a great idea as always, sir. That's why you get paid the big bucks. We'll be ruining the money in no time. That's just how I imagined how it went. Yet it seems to line up. Starting in season 5, along with the staleness that was setting in, they decided to spice things up. So what they did was add wildcards into the show. These singers would show up later in the season run and get a chance to win the whole thing, just as much as the others. While this was a great idea on paper, it doesn't lead to too much. We got one cool thing to happen. Spoiler alert for people who are gonna watch season 5, but Nick Cannon was one of the wildcards. Yet he instantly got eliminated on the same night. Either way, after season 5, the wildcard came in and stayed for one season longer before being stopped. Yet then it continued for seasons 10 and 11. Season 7 was the most ambitious season yet, doing a gimmick with 3 teams. Guess what? I enjoyed this gimmick the most and I barely watched it. Yet rather this season, it was sent into the Shadow Realm. My overall problem is they try new gimmicks every season. Only one has stuck to my knowledge. My next issue is the spin-offs or similar shows. It seems like this fad is going to get milked dry and never be fully enjoyable again. Masked Singer is the worst offender of this, as it did start it. Now, not necessarily these spin-offs or similar shows are bad, they just lose a bit of creativity or charm that it could have. The main spin-off show was The Masked Dancer. It failed after only one season, which, to be fair, I don't blame the Fox showrunners for this. The Masked Dancer sucked. Nothing was going to save it. Still not done, though. We have a couple similar shows as well to go over. I Can See Your Voice and We Are Family. Don't get me wrong, I love We Are Family, yet sadly, both of these shows follow a similar pattern to Masked Singer, and the fact that it revolves around singers. Oh, that's not fair. There were singing competitions before this, like American Idol and The Voice. If anyone tries to defend with this, it won't work, as it just follows the same pattern as The Masked Singer. Trying to figure out who's behind the mask or figure or so on. I didn't mind this concept at the start, but Fox seems to want to try to milk this idea dry. If they keep it interesting, then more power to them, but in my opinion, the well is dry. Finally, the show is just boring. Honestly, from the start of the show has been boring. Yet over the years, it got more and more boring. The first season was special for its time and a novelty for some. Yet overall, it was pretty boring and basic. If this was only a one-season show, it would have been great, yet sadly they had to drag it out. Each season is getting more and more boring than the last. Adding in the stupid spice up the show ideas I talked about before and turning them to 100. As the most recent seasons, there are certain themes for every episode of performance, which honestly makes it sound even more boring than ever. To wrap this up, the only enjoyable parts of the show were the performances. Most of the time they were amazing, which makes the show at least somewhat enjoyable. I can already tell I'm going to get hate from soccer moms and others like that, yet I just want to say one last thing. The show is a product of its time. While I think of this as a horrible thing, as the show is boring and bland, others could interpret it in another way. So if you do like Masked Singer, tell me why you do in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe too. Thanks for watching. I'm logging off.